Hey there, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so glad you're joining us today. I know life can feel heavy at times, and we all go through seasons where it seems like the pain won't stop. Whether it's heartache, loss, disappointment, or confusion, it can feel like the weight of the world is on our shoulders. But today, I want to share something that I believe could change the way you look at your pain. What if I told you that your pain, yes, the pain you're walking through right now, has a greater purpose? What if I told you that you don't have to trust your pain more than you trust God's plan for your life? I know it can be hard to see beyond the struggle in the moment, and it's easy to get overwhelmed when everything feels like it's falling apart. But hear me out. Your pain isn't the end of your story. It's actually a part of something much bigger that God is doing in your life. So, stick with me until the end of this video, because I believe this message will help you change how you view your struggles and help you trust in something far greater than what you're feeling right now. Let's dive in and explore how your pain has a purpose and why God's plan is always greater than our circumstances. Understanding pain. We all know what it's like to feel pain. It's something no one can avoid, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual. Pain hits us hard and shakes us to our core, sometimes leaving us feeling lost or overwhelmed. Whether it's the heartache of losing someone we love, the struggle of facing health challenges, or the deep wounds of betrayal or disappointment, pain can feel like an insurmountable mountain. And in those moments when we're consumed by it, it often feels like there's no way out. In the middle of our pain, we tend to ask some of the hardest questions. Why is this happening to me? Why does it hurt so much? How much more can I take before I break? The pain seems so big, so overwhelming, that it can distort our view of everything else. It makes us doubt ourselves, it makes us question our faith, and sometimes it makes us feel like we're alone in the world. But here's the truth I want to remind you of today. Your pain doesn't have the final say. Pain is just a part of the journey, not the end of it. In those moments when you feel like you can't go on, I want you to remember that your pain isn't the full story. Yes, it's real. Yes, it hurts. But it's not the end. The story isn't over. Just like any story or journey, there are ups and downs. Pain might be a chapter, but it's not the conclusion. The purpose of pain. Pain is a part of life that none of us can escape. It's difficult, it's uncomfortable, and it often feels unbearable. But here's something important to remember. Pain is not meaningless. In fact, it can serve a higher purpose in our lives even when we don't understand it in the moment. We often want to run from it or wish it away, but God uses pain in ways we might not immediately see. God is not distant from our suffering. He's very present in it. He doesn't overlook our tears, our heartaches, or the moments when we feel like we can't take another step. Romans 8:28 tells us, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." This powerful verse assures us that even in our suffering, God is working for our good. That means that every hardship, every tear, every heartbreak, God can use all of it. It's not a waste. All things, good and bad, are part of his plan to refine us and fulfill his purpose for us. Think about it this way. When you're working out at the gym, the resistance, the strain, the discomfort, it's what makes you stronger. It's not the easy moments that build muscle, it's the ones that push you beyond your limits. The more resistance, the greater the strength. Similarly, in life, it's our struggles that strengthen us. It's our trials that refine our faith, that build our resilience, that shape our character into something far stronger than we were before. God doesn't waste pain. He doesn't want us to suffer for no reason. Every moment of struggle is an opportunity for him to mold us into who he created us to be. It's just like how gold is refined in fire. When gold is exposed to heat, it melts, and the impurities rise to the surface, allowing the gold to be purified. Similarly, God uses the fire of our pain to purify our hearts, to remove the impurities that keep us from being who we were meant to be. Think about how you've grown through your own challenges. Maybe you're in the middle of something difficult right now, and it feels like there's no way out. But when you look back at past hardships, haven't you seen how God used them to teach you something, to refine your character, to draw you closer to him? The pain didn't make sense at the time, but it has made you who you are today. God uses pain to shape us, not because He enjoys seeing us suffer, but because He loves us enough to prepare us for something greater. He's refining us, making us stronger, more resilient, more compassionate. The struggles we face today are stepping stones that lead us to a future that we can't yet fully see, but that He has already prepared. Trust that even in the midst of your pain, He's at work, molding you into the person He wants you to be. Trusting God's plan. I know it can be hard to trust God's plan, especially when everything feels out of control. When life throws pain and suffering our way, it's easy to feel like we're spiraling, lost in a world that doesn't make sense. We ask ourselves, why is this happening? Why now? Why me? When the pain feels too much to bear and the path ahead seems unclear, it's natural to question everything. But here's the truth. Trusting in God's plan isn't about understanding every detail of the journey. It's about having faith, even when we can't see the full picture. In Proverbs 3:5-6, we are reminded, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight." These words speak directly to us, especially in times when life feels uncertain. Trusting God means surrendering our need to have everything figured out. It means accepting that we don't have to control every aspect of our lives. Instead, we let God guide us step by step through the unknown. The world will tell us to figure things out on our own, to rely on our own strength, wisdom, and understanding. But God calls us to do the opposite. He invites us to lean on Him, to trust Him with the journey, even when we can't see the way forward. Faith isn't about having all the answers. It's about choosing to trust the One who holds all the answers. Even when we don't understand the why or the how, we can trust in the who, the God who loves us unconditionally and has a purpose for every step we take. Yes, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Pain can make us feel like we're losing control, like everything is slipping away. But when we choose to trust God, we let go of our need to control every aspect of our lives. And in that surrender, we find peace. We realize that He sees the bigger picture. He knows what lies ahead. He is working things out in ways we can't yet comprehend, but that doesn't mean He isn't working. Trusting God's plan means knowing that He is in control, even when we feel powerless. The Bible assures us that God has plans for us, plans to prosper us, not to harm us. Jeremiah 29:11. In moments when life feels uncertain, when we question the path we're on, we can hold on to that promise. Even when we don't understand the difficulties we're facing, even when the pain seems too much to bear, God is at work in ways that will ultimately bring us peace, purpose, and hope. Even when we can't see how it all fits together, we can trust that God is working behind the scenes. His plans are always for our good, even when the road is difficult and the steps ahead are unclear. Trusting God's plan is an act of faith, a choice to believe that He is in control and that He's leading us toward something beautiful, even if we can't fully understand it just yet. The power of faith through pain. Faith isn't about avoiding pain. It's not about pretending the pain doesn't exist or wishing it away. In fact, faith can often be tested the most during our hardest moments. Real faith is trusting that pain won't defeat us. It's the belief that this moment of suffering, this agony we're experiencing right now, will not be the thing that defines us. Faith gives us the strength to look beyond the present, to hold on to the truth that pain is only temporary. It will not last forever. When we're in pain, the emotions can feel all-consuming. The weight of loss, the grief, the feeling of being overwhelmed by circumstances, it feels like it's never going to end. It's in these moments that our faith is challenged. But let me tell you, faith isn't about avoiding the struggle, it's about trusting that this struggle won't be the end of your story. And even more importantly, it's trusting that God is with you every step of the way, guiding you through the pain, using it to shape and refine you into something greater. Think about the people in your life who have been through unimaginable pain. Maybe they've suffered loss, dealt with addiction, or fought through illness. Now think about who they are today. They may not have been the same person before the pain, but through their struggle, they've been refined. They've learned lessons they could never have learned without that pain. They've developed a deeper compassion for others, and most importantly, they've grown closer to God. Now, I know what you're thinking. I don't feel strong. I feel broken. I don't feel like I'm getting stronger at all. And I get that. I've been there, but let me tell you, there's something powerful happening within you, even if you can't see it right now. God doesn't waste pain. He never does. He uses every heartache, every moment of suffering to work in your heart, to transform you from the inside out. Pain refines us. It doesn't leave us the same. It strips away the things that don't matter, the things that weigh us down, and it brings to the surface what is truly important. Just like gold is purified in fire, our faith is refined in the heat of hardship. We can't skip this process. The pain, the waiting, the struggle, these are the things that prepare us for what's ahead. It's easy to think that our suffering is pointless, that it's just something we have to endure. But God is using it to build perseverance. Perseverance isn't just about holding on through tough times. It's about being strengthened in our faith, deepened in our trust, and ready to move forward no matter what comes our way. And that perseverance leads to character. Think about the people you admire most in your life. Think about the ones who have faced adversity and come through it. You know what you admire about them? Their character, their resilience, their courage, their ability to encourage others, even when they've walked through their own battles. That character is forged in the fire of pain. And it's not just a character that helps us endure life's challenges, it's the kind of character that helps us lead others through their struggles too. Here's the thing. God can use your pain not just to shape you, but to equip you to help others. As you endure, as you grow, your faith becomes a beacon of hope for those around you. You're able to empathize with their pain in ways that someone who's never suffered can't. God is calling us to use the pain we've been through to bring comfort and hope to others, just as He comforted us. So while it may feel like the pain will never end, and you may feel like you're barely holding on, take heart. There is a purpose in this process. On the other side of this, there will be hope. The kind of hope that doesn't just wish things will get better, but the kind of hope that is unshakable, because it is built on the firm foundation of God's promises. Your pain will produce perseverance. Perseverance will shape your character. And that character will lead you to a hope that is rooted in God's goodness and faithfulness. It's a hope that no trial, no struggle can take away. And in the end, the purpose behind your pain will be revealed. God's hand is at work in ways you can't even imagine right now. But trust that this pain is not the end. It's just the beginning of something beautiful. Trusting God's timing. Here's the thing we often forget. God's timing is not our timing. When we're hurting, when we're in pain, we want answers, we want relief, and we want it now. We want to know when the storm is going to pass, when the heaviness will lift, and when we'll finally experience peace. But trusting in God means trusting His timing, not our own. In Psalm 27:14, we're given this powerful reminder: wait for the Lord, be strong and take heart and wait for the Lord. That verse is a gentle but firm call to patience. It acknowledges that waiting is hard, sometimes painfully hard, but it also reassures us that God's timing is always perfect. Even when we can't see what God is doing behind the scenes, we can trust that He is working on our behalf. The process of waiting is not passive, it's active. It's a time where God is molding our hearts, deepening our faith, and teaching us to trust Him in ways we never thought possible. I know it's hard. In fact, it can feel like we're stuck, like nothing is happening, like the wait is endless. But let me tell you, God is not absent. His work may be invisible to us in this moment, but He's at work, even when we can't see it. He's lining things up, preparing us for what's ahead. When God asks us to wait, He's building something deeper within us that's going to be worth the wait. Maybe you're right in the middle of that waiting right now. Perhaps you feel like the pain you're carrying is just too much to bear. You're asking, "How long, Lord? How long must I endure this? When will it end?" I want to encourage you today. Your pain has a purpose. I know you may not see it in this moment, but even in the midst of your suffering, God is at work. He's using this pain to bring about something beautiful in your life. You may not feel like it now, but God is transforming you through the pain. The Bible assures us that God works all things, both the good and the painful, for the good of those who love him. Romans 8:28. Even in your struggle, he is creating something new. He is shaping you to be more like Christ, developing perseverance, character, and a deeper hope. Romans 5:3-4. So here's the promise. Your breakthrough is coming. The pain you're experiencing now won't last forever. I know it may feel like it's never ending, but God's timing is perfect. He will bring you through this. On the other side of this season, there's something so beautiful waiting for you. Something that will make all of this struggle and pain worth it. You may not see it now, but God is creating a future that is filled with hope, strength, and purpose. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I know this message might be tough to hear in the middle of your pain, but I truly believe it's what you need to hear right now. If this video spoke to your heart, I want to encourage you to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so we can continue sharing messages of hope, faith, and encouragement. You're not alone in this, and together we can lift each other up. I'd also love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share how you found peace in trusting God, even when the journey is difficult. What has helped you hold on to faith in the midst of pain? Let's continue to encourage one another in this journey of faith. And remember, whatever pain you're facing right now, it has a purpose. Trust God's plan, not your pain. Take care, and until next time, your pain is not in vain. God's got you.